Will anxiety ever go away? This is the question I'm frequently asked in clinic. So today I'm starting a mini-series about anxiety, where it comes from and how to deal with it. My name is Emma Triplett and I'm a hypnotherapist and psychotherapist, and I've been helping people with anxiety and depression for over 9 years. For those suffering from anxiety or depression, it can feel like a life sentence. But the ironic truth is that the characteristic thought patterns associated with the conditions are what manifests those no-hope feelings of despair. When anxiety levels rise, the brain loses intellectual control and, to a greater or lesser extent, a primitive part of the brain known as the limbic system, responsible for fight or flight, steps in and takes over. We can recognise when this has happened by certain characteristics. 1. Catastrophizing, or coming up with the worst possible scenario. This would be normal if you were being chased by a dangerous polar bear. It's your best hope for survival. But your brain doesn't know the difference between that and, say, an argument, an unexpected bill, a threat of redundancy, or maybe an illness, so it will do the same thing. Number 2, obsessing. This primitive part of your brain is obsessional. The negative thought patterns and worries, focusing on the problems or a specific obsession, will go round and round in your head. You won't be able to forget it. And vigilance. Your brain will keep reminding you of all the things you need to obsess and worry about. You might forget for a while if you're focusing on work, your children, or a hobby or interest, but as soon as you stop, it all comes back. All or nothing. This primitive brain thinks only in black and white, all or nothing. It comes from a time of eat or be eaten, kill or be killed. It doesn't see the options or the shades of grey in the middle, just the extremes. And self-centred. It makes everything about you. It's only concerned with your self-preservation after all. Perhaps you're talking to a friend on the phone and they seem a little bit distracted or a little offish with you. You'll assume that you've done something wrong, or they're annoyed at you for some reason. Or maybe you receive an email at work and you jump to conclusions that it's being personally critical of you. The truth is that your friend is distracted by their own worries, or perhaps something on TV in the background, or the author of the critical email has been annoyed by something else entirely and their own anger is being projected. Or perhaps they're just not a good communicator, but you'll make it about you. But the important point to understand is that your brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. It only knows what you're thinking, and so when you worry and what if, negatively forecasting the future, this is converted into anxiety. And the more you do this, the greater the anxiety you create, which in turn activates the fight or flight primitive part of your brain. It's a vicious cycle. So anxiety will, can, and does go away when you develop skills and strategies to interrupt the negative thought patterns and reduce the feedback loop the HPA axis, part of your primitive brain, has got stuck in. In the next article, I'm going to explain the science of the HPA axis and what keeps it activated, creating this vicious cycle, leading you to question if anxiety will ever go away. If you'd like to receive the series automatically, or you have anxiety and would like to learn more about how to deal with it, hit the subscribe button below and turn on notifications, and you'll be the first to receive the new articles when they're published. See you in the next one.